back to Gabe Herman All-Star Sports. I'm your host, Gabe Herman, and if you are enjoying the videos, make sure to like and subscribe and comment if you did both of those. Now we'll be joined by Rob Herman, famous sports commentator through the 60s. I'm just kidding.
Thanks a lot. I'm only famous because of my son. He's the brains of the operation.
Let's do a handshake, a coronavirus handshake in the age of corona.
You're right. We shouldn't social distancing.
We should stop.
Fist bump instead.
Yes.
All right. Good.
Let's just jump right into this. Rob, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad to be back doing a show. We're here at the studio and ready to give some people a new version of your show. And hope everybody's staying safe. And a shout out to Edward Herman. He's been a bit under the weather, so we hope he feels better soon. Here's to good health ahead for everybody and stay safe.
Yes. Are you ready to jump into this deep conversation of sports?
It's always good with you, Gabe. You always make me think.
All right. Speaking of the coronavirus, let's talk about the coronavirus impact on sports. Rob, do you have any take in this?
Yeah, well, I think, it's kind of odd to be watching ESPN or turning on television and seeing that there's no sports being played, but I am enjoying watching some older matchups. What have you been watching on TV? What have you seen?
There's a lot of old games. I wasn't alive for most of them, or might have been really little.
What have you watched?
My favorite one so far is probably the 2016 NBA Finals, Game 7.
Yes.
The guys won. A lot of good oldies. So if you like yourself some old games, make sure to go to ESPN or really any sports network.
Yeah, see some historical games being played. I love that 2016 Game 7 too.
Yeah, I do too. Is there do you have any more to say? I want to hear some more from you.
Yeah, well, I want to know when they're going to come back and start playing again. What's your call on when they're going to come?
We're not going to give away too much because we have a later topic about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just miss all the sports. It's sad to see things, kind of canceled. March Madness, one of our favorites, drawing up the brackets.
I don't know the last time that's been canceled.
Yeah, so. And it's a sad thing also for us in this region with the University of Dayton being only an hour or so away. They could have made a run in the tournament. I'm sure they're bummed that they're not going to have a chance to do that.
All right, yeah, definitely. Very disappointed. I think they would have not won it, but they would have definitely made a deep run in the tournament. They were a really good team. Let's jump into our next topic. The NFL draft is still planning to go on April 23rd through the 25th, but just without any pro days or with any fan interactions. We're gonna do kind of like a mock draft and our thoughts on players here.
Okay.
Rob, do you have anyone you like on the defensive side of the ball besides Chase Young?
I think Chase Young is so far above everybody else that I can't. There's Chase Young, and then there's a second tier. There's a lot of good players on the defensive side, from linebackers to defensive linemen, but Chase Young is in a class all to himself, don't you think?
Yeah, I was watching some film the other day, and this guy named Isaiah Simmons, linebacker for Clemson, he really just popped out of my eye. He really popped out to me, and
What do you like about him?
I just like he's so athletic and he's fast. You can put him at linebacker, you can put him at safety, you can blitz him. You can do a lot of things with him. And I think he would be a really good fit for a team like the Giants who don't maybe have some of those top tier defensive guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think? Where's he going to go in the draft?
He could go anywhere from number 4 to number 10.
Okay.
In my opinion.
So a top prospect.
Yes, he's out of Clemson. He's a really good prospect. And soon enough, next year, we'll have another really good prospect out of Clemson, Trevor Lawrence,
Yeah. Well, Trevor Lawrence will be fun to watch next year. But I'm hoping that the quarterbacks in this class actually are going to have long, successful careers.
Yeah. Tua and Justin and Joe.
Yeah.
But let's put aside Joe Burrow for a minute. Let's talk about Tua and Justin. Would you take, knowing Tua's injuries, would you take Justin ahead of Tua, or would you take your risk and take Tua?
I think Tua, he has the ability, if he stays healthy, to be every bit as good as any quarterback in this draft. I know Joe Burrow is, coming off of an amazing season, but Tua's really talented. I think, they say he's healthy, so I think I'd take Tua. What about you?
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. He's, in my opinion, when he's healthy, he's definitely as good or even better than Joe Burrow, in my opinion. And also, Justin Herbert was a number 1 prospect if he would have applied for the NFL draft last year, but he decided to stay in Oregon. So I think this is a really good quarterback class, and we're kind of mentioning out one guy, Jordan Love. I don't know, I forget what kind of college he's going from, but they're also saying he will be drafted in the top 10.
Yeah, what's also interesting is that he's not going to probably be drafted in the first round, but Joe Flacco's little brother is coming out for the draft
Tom
too.
Flacco.
Yeah, from Towson?
Yeah.
So he's a little shorter than his brother, but it's kind of fun to see another Flacco in the NFL.
Yes. There's also another Manning, up and coming. I think he's in high school now. I just read a story on ESPN about that. Very interesting.
Very interesting. Family goes a deep way in the NFL draft, right?
Yeah. Staying on the topic of the NFL, let's jump into NFL free agency. Obviously, the biggest signing of free agency. Tom Brady has never been a free agent in his career before, but it was his first time tampering around with free agency, and he decided to leave his team of 20 years, the Patriots, and join the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rob, what do you think made Tom Brady want to leave the Patriots and join the Buccaneers?
It's a little bit different. I know the tendencies to think about it in terms like Joe Montana and all these older guys that move on to another team for a couple of years at the end of their careers. And while Tom Brady is 42 and towards the end of his career, I think he's different. I think he's still in good shape, still has the ability to lead a team. So I don't think he's leaving New England because he's on his last legs. He's only probably got a couple years left, but I think he has the ability to really make a team a contender. And man, I think he really wanted to prove to everybody that it wasn't just Bill Belichick, that he can do this on his own. So it'll be really interesting to see. I'm wishing him a good year.
He definitely needed a break from Belichick. They've been having some conflict over the last couple of years.
They need to go to counseling together, right?
Yes, definitely. And I think this was just new for Tom Brady. A young and exciting team, He didn't have any targets in New England, but coming into Tampa Bay, he'll get to work with a couple of really good targets. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. They have a good tight end core. Tampa Bay is just a fun place to be.
Yeah.
And good decision on his part.
The question also is who's going to play quarterback in New England next year, right?
Yeah, and where will Jameis Winston go, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Now, speaking of a little more coronavirus, when do you think the NBA and the Major League Baseball will return? Or can you give me like a ballpark? We're just looking for something.
Wow, that is a really crazy question. First of all, this is a once, thank goodness, once in a lifetime. Hopefully it won't be tremendously long-lived, but it's crazy because we don't know. And there's so much, in a sport like basketball, there's so much contact. We saw what happened with Rudy Gobert and some of his Jazz teammates and other teams that they played. So I don't see the NBA coming back. I think the season may be canceled. Maybe I'm being too pessimistic. I guess it's possible in September, but I can't imagine it much before then, which kind of runs into the next season. So I for one, don't think there will be an NBA season. Baseball, as crazy as this sounds, I just don't see the season resuming, although baseball's a little different than basketball, so maybe I'm wrong. Less contact. So maybe it'll come back sooner, but I'm not optimistic about basketball. Maybe slightly more optimistic there'll be some shortened baseball season. How about you?
Yeah, obviously, basketball, you have so much contact with players touching the ball and like defense, blocking. There's so much contact. And I look at the Major League Baseball and other sports as less contact. So I think the NBA will definitely push into September. But one idea is that they could just jump right into the playoffs. I think some fans would be mad about that, but I think it might have to be done, Rob.
Yeah, well, I'd love to see some sports back, even if it's without, the fans coming to the games, which again will be a little crazy to see an empty arena, but I'd love to see it. And I know there's a bunch of basketball players out there who are really itching to get back on the court. LeBron James, Giannis. Look, LeBron James isn't getting any younger. This is a chance for him to win another championship. So I know he wants to have some say in that.
Yeah, staying with the NBA topic, Rob, we're going to play a little bit of a game here. Well, not really a game. Who are the best 5 players in the NBA right now, in order from best to worst? in the NBA, but they have to be right now. Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
Gabe, I trust your opinion more than my own. You know more about the game than I do. That's what makes you the #1 broadcaster in the area. Go ahead.
All right, so we're going to start off with Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think that's how you say his last name. He's just amazing watching his film. I just don't know how he does it. And then LeBron at number 2, he's also really amazing. Probably the best player of all time. Maybe better than Michael Jordan, who you might never know. But I don't know how he does it at such, I wouldn't say old age, but where other players are starting to like fall apart, he keeps going.
Yeah, he's still in peak shape.
And then Kawhi Leonard, he's really good. A two-way threat, probably the best two-way player in the league right now. And maybe even of all time. He won a championship last season. And with him on your team, you can be a championship contender in an instant. And then let's move to Anthony Davis. He's also playing with LeBron James. They had a real shot at the title this season, but they might not get to have that shot. He's freakishly tall and also freakishly good. And then last but not least, James Harden, he's just so good from the three-point range. He's the 5th best player in the NBA.
Well, I like your choices. It's an interesting list, and I can't really dispute anything on your list, but I would say there's a couple of young up-and-comers that are really exciting that don't make that list yet, but may at some point. And there's also a few players that are injured now that aren't on that top 5, like Kevin Durant.
Or Stephen Curry.
Or Steph Curry, maybe back next year. But I'll tell you, the 2 young players I like the most, one a little more seasoned and having proved himself already, is Luka Doncic. But then you've got John Morant and Zion Williamson that are coming down the pike. A couple years, they'll be in that mix too. So it's what I love about the NBA. You've always got some new talent coming in.
Yeah, John Morant and Zion Williamson. I could definitely see them in this list maybe in 4, 5, 6 years. Who knows?
Yep.
The sky's the limit for both of those players.
Absolutely.
And let's move on to our new segment. We're trying to do a new segment every episode. It's kind of hard though, but we're trying to get it for you guys. So.
I love the creativity. I love each one of your new segments. I love Dig or No. I loved some of the other segments you did.
Yeah.
So what do you got for us today?
All right, this one's gonna be called "You Gonna Watch It," and I'm gonna listen to
You're
shows,
gonna watch it,
and you're gonna say if you're interested to watch it or if you're gonna pass.
You gonna watch it? ? I like it.
Yes.
All right, fire away.
Let's start off with The Last Dance, the 10-part documentary series airing on ESPN April 19th. It was actually supposed to air in May, but it was moved up to April 19th. Rob?
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Me too.
I'm gonna watch it with
excited.
you.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad they moved it up. We needed that. It's gonna be great. The legend of Michael Jordan grows.
We recommend you guys watch it at home too, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
All
We
right.
can talk about it on our next show, right?
Yeah, definitely. And our second one, our NBA 2K tournament is on tonight with the players competing, arranged by Kevin Durant. When we're filming this, it's before the tournament, but when you guys see this, it'll probably be after the tournament. Maybe some of you have watched it, who knows? But Rob, are you interested in watching a 2K tournament with NBA players?
I'll watch it if I can sit and hang out with you and you can tell me about what you're seeing. I probably wouldn't choose to watch an NBA 2K tournament, but given the circumstances, any sports are good sports. So I will reluctantly say I'll watch it.
Esports, golf, anything we can get in.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested with the players. I love seeing them still going at it, being competitive, and I think it's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm more of like a Madden type of guy,
Mm-hmm.
but 2K is kind of cool still.
Okay, good.
All right, we haven't done this one in a while. This is going to be our last topic for the day.
Yes.
Trivia. You ready, Rob?
Trivia, I love it.
This is all baseball trivia. So for all our baseball fans out there, I hope you guys will know this one.
I think the only person who's gotten all the trivia questions right before is Fred Wittenbaum.
I think so too.
Yeah.
The Wittenbaum family knows their
Yeah,
trivia.
they know their trivia.
All right, so here's the question. Who is the only player ever to hit 2 Grand Slams in one inning? A, Fernando Tatis, did I say that right?
Uh-huh.
B, Willie McCovey, C, Lou Gehrig, or D, Hideki Matsui?
Okay, so read the question again so people know it.
All right, who is the only player ever to hit 2 Grand Slams in one inning? A, Fernando Tatis, B, Willie McCovey,
Willie
C,
McCovey, right?
Lou Gehrig, or D, Heideki Matsui? Leave your answer below in the comments. Rob, do you want to take a shot at this one?
You know what? I'm not going to say I don't want to bias anybody, but I'm going to whisper it in your ear. I'm going to go with. All right.
All right. Rob told me his answer.
I locked it in.
We're not going to tell you guys. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. Thank you guys for watching Gabe Herman All-Star Sports. Make sure to stay safe out there. Rob, do you have anything to say?
No, because of the COVID-19 virus, our usual robust staffing of people, producers, directors, cameramen are not here. We're staying safe. So I'm going to go turn off the camera while Gabe takes us out.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you're liking it. And stay safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you next time on Gabe Herman All-Star Sports.